Okay, so just before I start this review, I want to quickly tell you about this. So, if you go onto YouTube, which I imagine you're on now because you're watching this, type in Bandai Visual. Bandai Visual is basically where you're going to find out any information about One Punch Man Season 2, especially animation-wise. That's where they'll post it first. That's where they'll post promotional videos. But the reason you should, in case you haven't seen it, is the Jam Project have done a song. Now, just in case you don't know, Jam Project are the ones who did the opening for anime commonly known as One Punch Man. And everyone loves the hero. They just did another song about Saitama. And it's honestly, it's part of like a CD drama and it's just a song they made, but it could possibly be an opening for Season 2. I don't think it will be, but there's a chance, and it grows on you. I was like, it's alright, and now I'm just like, #1! And it's great. Check it out if you're a One Punch Man fan. Anyway, One Punch Man 79 Infinite Combo begins with a awesome looking thingamajig. What's the word? Cover. That's the word. With Zombie Man posing on it, and I loved that. I was like, oh, Zombie Man looks awesome. I was like, wait, is that Saitama in the book? And you just got like a little Saitama. I also love about all the volumes. It's like, obviously in Volume 1, I'll show you. Let's quickly look at progression. So number 1, we have One Punch Man looking incredible on the opening cover. Yes, of course. Let's look at Volume 12, or no, 11 even. Where is he? There he is, and he's just growing worse and worse. Like, if you've seen the Volume 14 cover, he's just in the corner, he's barely on the page. And that, I love. It's making me laugh a lot. Anyway, let's go on to the chapter. So, the chapter begins with the Hero Association, all like the different officials for it, all kind of talking. And I'm surprised there's not actually like, any S-Class or A-Class heroes there. Obviously, because they're all doing their own thing, that's fine, and they're still on cleanup, I understand. But I'm surprised, like, a few people didn't show up and be like, hey, we're here, let's talk about this. Because, like, different heroes could be important for this kind of talk as well, because they get different because it'd be a different perspective on it. I don't know who, but we do obviously S-Class hero. Anyway, so they're all kind of just talking about what the motives are for the Monster Association. Like, you know, they're talking about this, and they find out from Drive Night that the basic information about the Monster Association, and they're like, they're villains their group who are made to combat the Monster Association, the Monster Association. Gotta fight the Hero Association. They're made for it. That's what they made it for. So we get this whole talk, and they're like trying to discuss different things, and they're also all these different angles that obviously we know certain answers to, and things that I understand why they think this, but it's also not what's gonna happen. So also like so for example, they're like, if they team up with the heroes in City Z, then there's gonna be the monsters, if they team up with the monsters in City Z, then we're going to have problems, which of course we don't have to worry about, because, well, we know who a certain hero for fun is the dangerous monster in City Z. So that's actually not a problem, but of course this is things they've got to work on. If only they would pay more attention to certain heroes, but then it ruined the plot. Anyway, and then they start talking about all these different ideas that it could be. They're like, well, maybe it's for money, or for, like, you know, power. Maybe they just want to be left alone. And, you know, and then some of them are just like, we need to work fast, of course, because they've taken a hostage. And then as we learn, this guy who got hostage, like, is obviously the son of a donor to the Hero Association. But he's not just any donor, he's one of the big 3 donors, like, one of the people who are responsible, really, for keeping the association up on its feet. And it's incredible and they're like, okay, we need to get this kid back, and, you know, we can find him. And there's this one guy, we don't know his name, but he looks, you know who I'm on about, like, the beard, and he's got, like, he looks funny, and it's like standard anime, like, if they don't look nice, chances are they're not nice. So he's kind of like, we need to take this as a chance to wipe out the monsters as soon as we can. And Sitch is there as well. Just to remind you who Sitch is, he is the guy who informs all the S-Class heroes of the God level threat, and he's the guy who's there tries to get the villains to work with the heroes to stop the monsters. And I admire Sitch a lot. I think in this, he's one of the ones in the Hero Association you can trust, because he's more like, okay, let's try and make humanity better, in the sense. Like, he wants the heroes and villains to work together to take on the monsters who are the common threat. You know? And even now, like, even when the Monster Association show up, and he's like, hang on, let's hear what they have to say first, because there's a chance they could actually want to work together. And so I was a bit shocked at how the Monster Association showed up, because they're like, so that guy bursts in and he's like, there's a message from the Monster Association! And the guy's like, what is it? And it's like, there's a message from the Monster Association! And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he keeps repeating it, and at first I thought it was like a translation error or someone messed up. No, and the guy starts transforming, and like, And they kill the guy because this parasite monster takes him over, and you know, this little eye, which is Gyoro Gyoro, shows up, and he basically explains to me, he's like, "Greetings, my name is Gyoro Gyoro," and he's like, and he says, you know, we want to be left alone, you know, leave us. He basically says, leave us alone, and our dream is actually to work together, maybe create a human and monster association, basically where we can all live in harmony across the world. Now, I did believe him at first. I was like, okay, this could be a thing, but then the thing is, actions speak louder than words, and and I think in One Punch Man more than anything, actions speak louder than you. I mean, you look at obviously a lot of the heroes there all talk and not enough action, but you compare it to certain heroes like obviously Saitama, Moomin Rider, Snake, Max. You know, their words don't just mean it; they have the actions to back it up. And at first I was like, maybe they are, but then I was like, hang on. If they want to create peace, they wouldn't have done all this damage here, because I did think, you know, I think this whole. I just think it would be interesting if there was actually a good monster somewhere, and that's why I'm so set in mind that eventually Moomin Rider's going to turn into a monster, and then he'll actually just be the first like good monster, because obviously so no, and I'll give him like the, let's face it, he needs a power boost. We all want him to get a power boost, so that's what I see in the future for him. But very quickly they're like, maybe this will work, maybe this doesn't, and then so then that guy from before was like, we need to take out the monster as soon as we can. He's like, yeah, okay, we'll do this. Just give us back a hostage and we'll leave you alone. But in his head, he's thinking, of course, he's like, we're gonna find this place, we're gonna take him down. And he's not a nice guy, but I don't blame him for thinking the way he does because of how the way monsters have acted. So I can't be like super bad about him. But at the same time, it doesn't matter because he's dead. Because obviously they all pulled out guns at first and like, should we shoot him? Should we? I don't know. Because obviously if a monster walks in, they're not going to be too happy about that. And then like bang bang, and then I think he kills two of them. He definitely kills that guy. And Sitch is like, you have no intention of working with us, do you? And you know, this monster's trying to restrain himself, and he's like, I must resist killing. And then it was like, I can't believe you fell for that joke. Oh my god! And I really liked, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I understand monsters are evil. I get that. I just keep having this idea in my head that there might be some good monsters somewhere. I don't know who, but I think there's a chance, and that's why I keep, like I said, Moomin Rider. And you know, they're like saying, you know, this is we kidnapped him as incentive. Bring your best. We're giving you 3 days. Bring your best. We'll tell you where our hideout is. Come get us, kind of thing. And they were super cocky about that, and they're like, come on, take us. You know, we don't have any intention to hold back, otherwise we're coming for you, and we're going to slaughter every one of you. And I was like, okay, these are the bad guys. It was basically what I was saying before, like, yeah, they're bad guys, we get it, they're bad guys. And then, so the guy's like, oh, and, you know, so get your best, get him ready, bring it on, because we ain't holding back. And I'll just leave you with him. And then the message explodes, and then he's got this. Ooh, this was so good because he goes like, it's like not Gyoro, the parasite monster. Not gonna try pronouncing his name because I can't pronounce his name. He goes to start shooting. All of a sudden, a hand comes by, boom, and he launches him into a wall. And I was like, I knew the hand straight away, of course, because let's face it, there aren't many. There's not many heroes who are black. And it was great to see another S-Class hero do something. So we got Dark Alloy show up, and he was like, boom, launching him back, and he was like, was that the emergency? Was that all it was? And I was like, ooh. Obviously this guy was Tiger level threat, and if he killed a lot of them, then there would have been problems. But still, it was great to see him show up. And it was like, oh, it was so good to put you on security. And that's actually a point. How did he get past him before? I actually, no, never mind, that's how he got past him. Never mind, I was about to say, how did he get past him? Of course, because he went as a normal guy and then he turned to a monster inside. So, and then the guys are like, don't, he's gonna take you over! The draw guy's like, the S-Class hero is mine! The parasite jumps out. He goes to stab him and he just kind of goes, he's like, why can't I break through? And, like, and I just love this moment, he just kind of picks him up and goes, there's no way something like that can pierce through my body. Because this parasite is so confident, he's like, my drawers can pierce through steel! How can he do this? Like, something that can pierce through steel can never peel through these miraculous muscles. And I'm like, I like this guy, I like him. Like, he was fine at first, I've never had, like, you know, he was just average. But now he's just like, please, these are my muscles, I work hard for these. It was just great. So he's obviously super bodybuilder. Maybe he can do a little more clothes on. The detail on his body is great. Just buy him a pair of shorts. I mean, you saw him. Just buy him a pair of shorts. Please. Okay, so they're saying bring your best kind of thing. And then I was thinking, well, who are they going to send? Because let's face it, they're not going to send Saitama. Obviously, if they do, he'd be like boom, bat, boom. But obviously he doesn't register as one of their best. So I was thinking out of everyone, who would go? I'm a bit concerned about a couple things. So let's face it, Genos is kind of out of it. It's not impossible for him to recover in time because it's mainly just his arms that need rebuild and upgrading, and he's done that before in almost no time. So it's possible for Kusuno to do that. Metal Bat's still out of it, I'm afraid. I want him there, I do. It's just, and it's a chance he could, because he could get the fighting spirit up and he'd be like, you know what, I'll go. Even though he's super injured, because he wrecks him. We all saw Metal Bat, he wrecks him. I'm thinking, who else was there? Tantop Master's not going to be there, so 18, or is it 18 S-Class heroes, so 3 possibles not go in there. Wait, 4, because Blast won't be there either. And my mask is going to have some excuse. He's like, I have a concert that day, you do it because you're the real heroes, and if you don't, I'll be upset. Although, Atomic Samurai did recruit the swordsman, so we've got a bit of an army going, and it depends how they split up is the thing too. I think Fubuki will go too. See, Snek and Max are out of the picture. It's a good chance the Iron and the Atomic Samurai's subordinates will go with him too. Bang! Oh, Bang won't be there either, will he? Because he's after Garo, and he might be like, sorry, I can't do this. Or, well, it depends. Like I said, 3 days is a long time. A lot of things can happen in 3 days. And I don't think so much is going to happen to Saitama. I feel like these 3 days is going to focus around Garo a bit more. Also, just quickly, I like how the S-Class heroes aren't all pushovers. I'm not saying they would be, just because I think back to the first time we saw Puri Puri Prisoner, he got, like, demolished by Seeking pretty much. And Seeking was very tough, don't get me wrong. Because even Genos struggled with him at the time. But I just think at the same time, like, when I first saw it, I was worried that S-Class heroes were all going to be pushovers, and Dark Alloy showed this to me, because he was like, is someone finally going to make me go all out? And, like, that awesome panel, that also really made me laugh as well, when they're all panicking, and they're like, he's like, I've got to do something, and he's like, whoo! And then everyone's like, what? And he's like, did I calm you? Did the sight of me flexing my muscles, like, relax you? And they were like, But yeah, overall, I'm glad that they've got more going for him, and that makes me happy. Because obviously we know Tatsumaki's powerhouse. I want to see more of Bang, because he's rank 3, and obviously Atomic Samurai. I think just all of them. I'm hoping this is a good chance to see all the S-Class heroes do things. I think we will, let's face it. They're going to be the main force who storm in, and hopefully take out most of the monsters. But yeah, so let's go to the main part of the second chapter, which is the Monster Association meeting, where Gyoro's just kind of informing, like, everyone did so well kind of thing, and under the allegiance of the Monster King, we will take over and kill all the humans. And he says basically the plan is, I think he said this, I believe so. Let me check. The monsters are taking a different approach to normal. So the meeting with them starts off just kind of going, we should just finish them now. A lot of the monsters are saying, we've proven we're stronger than them today. We could take them on all now. And of course we're a bit like, sure you could. But even Gyoro puts up the point of he's saying, no, don't do this, because this is how most monsters die. They strike alone, and they get taken out by the heroes. And there's a lot, and they say, we'll take out most of the stronger heroes, and we can pick off the weaker ones a bit at a time, and just wipe them out. And Gyoro's got some strategy there too. Now, of course, he doesn't know about a certain one-hit wonder, but that's just assume he's not there, and it's a good strategy, and the same, it's a good strategy, because he's saying, you know, don't underestimate them, because if we attack them all at once, some are going to escape, and they're going to be the major threats of the future. And it was interesting to see the monsters think like this for a change, because I suppose most of them have shown, well, like, you think of the high level monsters, they've shown signs of intelligence, definitely, but at the same time, they've never just been like, maybe I shouldn't fight just yet. They're always like, no, we'll take him on because I'm unstoppable. That was the one form most of them have always had. They're like these unstoppable forces. They've never gone and taken a moment and gone like, they're stronger than me, I should take a step back, kind of thing. And obviously, like I said before, Gyoro was saying this whole speech, like, Lord Orochi will be our king, and he's great. So we see this kind of difference in... And then, like, so he goes to give this, like, speech to rile up the troops, and he's like, Lord Orochi's gonna be amazing! And no one cheers for him. And then this one person goes like, I never acknowledged this guy as our leader. We've never acknowledged this guy as our leader. Why should we follow this person? He's shown no sign of strength, kind of thing. And then, so obviously Goketsu respects him, and even Goketsu, as proud as he was, and was like, you know, I'm strong, Monster King is stronger, Orochi is stronger. We see why he's stronger. We see how strong he is. And oh boy, he's powerful. So he starts off, he's like, why are there failures here? And then one of his tentacles, like, shoots off and stabs straight through someone, and it's Awakened Cockroach. Oh! Which completely blows a lot of ideas out the window, because I had in my head for ages, like, I'm looking forward to this rematch between Awakened Cockroach and Genos, because he looks so much like Cell. And then, like, Awakened is begging for his life. He's like, please don't kill me, I just lost my legs, I'll fight. And then, you know, and even Gyoro's like, so you've come to celebrate the loss of your legs, have you? And then he just eats him. Alright, oh! Monster King he's pretty strong. Because obviously, I think if Genos was at full power, he could have taken on Awakened Cockroach. I do. And obviously even in his weaker form, he did. But Awakened Cockroach wasn't a pushover at the same time. It took an S-class hero to, like, concentrating fully on him to take him out. Which shows a lot about him more than anything. And then he was like, and also Do S. And then it's the masochist lady who fought for Buki, and she's like, I'm okay, I'm here, like, kind of thing. And then Gyoro argues for her, and he's like, you know, her abilities could be useful. And then, you know, and she's like, no more failures, no more chances at all. And then everyone's kind of like shuts up at this, and Gyoro gives the speech of, he basically says, if you want to do your own thing, you just got to take him down. That's it. And everyone shuts up. Even the guy who calls him out before, I'm guessing that was him, shuts up. And I imagine he's powerful. I only say this because you look at a lot of characters who are drawn simply, aka, we look at Tatsumaki and of course Saitama, they have these moments of, like, really detailedness, and they have these simple ones. And he was drawn fairly simply, so I hope we get to see him do stuff in the future. I imagine we will. Because they wouldn't call out a guy like that and give him such, like, a ridiculous design if he was gonna do nothing, I'd say. And even, like, the two ninjas from before are there, and they're just caught, and they're just like, that's our leader. Like, they respect him. Like, it's like Saitama in the set. Like, Monster King in a way is like Saitama because, you know, the people who, like, are strong and get power respect him. Like, it's like, I'm obviously, a few characters know, and then you think of Boros dominated the universe. He saw Saitama and was like, that's a strong guy. I recognize his strength. And in a way, he respected him. Even, well, yeah, of course he respected him. And everyone shuts up. So then, he's like, and then Monster King's like, have we heard anything from Goketsu? And then he's like, Gyoro's like, no, actually, that's a bit strange. Let's go find out. In the meantime, we go back to our boys, Saitama and King. They're playing a little game. And King, Saitama's just like, I found the ultimate combo. Can never be broken, the infinite combo, if you will. And he's just like, he comes to, and he's just like crouched in the corner of his character, just low kicking all the time. It's like, unstoppable low kicks. You can't break through this. And he's like, oh, da, 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 da. And it's a good thing I've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recently, because I get those references. And when King's like, yada yada does it, I was like, oh, was this, now I don't know if it's a translation or this was a blatant reference to JoJo. And then he's like, this isn't a true infinite combo. Let me show you what a true infinite combo is. And then, because like, Saitama's playing is like the bald ogre, which in a way represents him. Because I think ogres are like these unstoppable monsters in Japanese mythology. And Kingsman is like, you know, this girl in like a bunny costume. And, you know, she just kind of sweet, and then, like, she takes the moment, and it goes boom, 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 and it's like a 999 hit. And then I love this, that panel was great when he's just like, Saitama, in all his wisdom experience, only these words can come to mind. This game is shit! It's shit! And then he's like, that's all the words he can muster. And I was laughing at the same time, obviously because it was great, but I was like, this is the most powerful man on the planet. This is the man who jumped from the moon to Earth! And then they emphasize that even further, because when Gyoro finds Goketsu's body, it wasn't like a struggle happened with anything. You know, it's not as if Saitama had to fight back. So, of course, I think we wanted to see Saitama versus Goketsu, even though it wasn't needed. But it was just a clean hit. That's all it was. It was one punch. That's what he does. Of course, like, we heard like, boom, boom. So I imagine from what we hear, Goketsu tried to throw a few punches and Saitama dodged them. And then Saitama went for he knocked his head off. He straight knocked his head and his neck off. And even then, Gyoro was like, we really shouldn't underestimate these guys. And then Saitama, and then he comes back to Saitama again. He's like, we need to focus. I need to work on those low kicks. I need to make them faster and more extendable. I hope. How great would it be if he incorporates that into his fighting style in the future? If he's like, I've got a combo that can't be stopped, infinite low kicks or something. I don't think he will, but that would make me laugh a lot. I forgot about Goro. Oh, Goro, pause it. Okay, so to top it all off, Goro has recovered, and okay, so to top it all off, Goro has recovered as well, and he's back up on his feet. And he's like, what happened? Who attacked me? And then the last thing he remembers is King doing all these different dodges, which of course he imagined. So he must have. So he's not. He's associated in his head that King is gonna do something. Like King must have taken him out, and he's like, I actually have to go now. Like, I can't fight anyone else, because as he gets out, he spots Death Gatlin, and he's like, I can't fight him. I'm not in a position to fight him. I need to kind of sneak off. But Death Gatlin actually catches him. So are we gonna get Garo versus Death Gatlin next time? Well, that's probably what will happen next chapter, because 3 days is a long time. Or at the very least, maybe Death Gatlin will stalk him, try and find out some information about him, because sure, Garo has fought people with long range before. He fought Golden Marble guy. I can't remember his name. I think it might just be Golden Ball, his name was. But it'll be interesting to see how he does against actual bullets. Like, obviously, they did a lot of damage to Golden Marbles, like his memory-shaped gold that he threw before. But it doesn't have the same kind of rapid firepower that a Gatling gun has. So, as ridiculous as it's going to sound, can Goro survive gunfire? Can he survive a bullet? Because honestly, I know we've seen Saitama survive worse. Like, he survived, like, obviously, city destroying hits, like nothing. But can Goro survive that kind of thing? Obviously, he's nowhere near Saitama's level, but if he wants to get to that level, kind of a monster form of Saitama, then maybe that's the way he needs to go. Overall, though, good chapter. We got some stuff answered. We got to... There's kind of been no good... So, I can't see a good monster in the Monster Association. The Hero Association and the Monster Association's battle is coming soon. I thought it'd be a bit longer, but I'm glad it's coming sooner, of course. Mainly because I've been a bit nervous about how they're going to do Season 2. And if this comes, and obviously they do, it's going to last a while, so... I imagine the battle itself, in terms of chapters, it's going to take a few years to cover. But overall, it was good. What did you guys think? Let me know, because I'm always up for that. Comment down below. If you like this video, hey, give it a like. That means a lot to me. And if you want to see more One Punch Man reviews, then subscribe, because I like talking about this series a lot. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Cool. Thank you.